Hi, my name is Jeff Hales, and today I'm going to be talking a little bit about how you can help make your IEP information sessions go a little bit better. So before we get started today, I'd like to just cover real quickly what we're going to be talking about. So we're going to want to discuss the learning objectives and goals of the IEP information sessions. We're going to identify the basic building blocks of a successful information session presentation. We'll explore some ways to engage our audience, as well as examine some effective strategies that will help achieve these goals. So, before we get started, I'd like to pose a question to the group. The first of which is, what are the learning objectives for this session? Why are we doing it? The second question I'd like to pose is, who is our audience? Who are we doing these presentations for? So go ahead and pause the video and take a few minutes to discuss with your neighbors what the answers are to these questions. So, what were some of the answers you all came up with? I'm sure that many of those answers were similar, if not the same, as some of the ones that we have up on the slide. So, first of all, we want to deliver the basic information needed for students to start the process of applying to either a study abroad program or a direct exchange program. So what that means is we also want to be able to help students identify what the differences are between a study abroad program and a direct exchange program. Now, when it comes to the question of who is our audience, it's students interested in going abroad, right? But within that audience, there's going to be a lot of variation. Some of the students that come in and talk to you will be students that already have a general idea of where they want to go, what kind of program they want to participate in, and when they want to go. Other students that come in to talk to you may be students who have no idea what the difference between a study abroad program is or what a direct exchange program is. So it will be up to you to kind of weigh who your audience is that day and address those questions and address the audience in the appropriate way. For a student that doesn't know the differences or is just kind of looking to get their feet wet and get started in the process, narrowing down the options will be an important process. So a way to help students do that is to ask some key questions. Provide them with some questions that can help narrow down those options. Such questions may include things like, is there a language that you want to study? Is there a country in particular that you have an interest in? Do you want to go with a group of friends? Do you want to know the students that you're studying with? Or would you rather be independent and go on your own to a university? Questions such as these can really help a student start to identify where they want to go, how they want to go there, and why they want to go there. Kind of the last point up on this slide is the website. We certainly do want to let students know that much of the information that we provide, if not all of it, is available on the website. They'll certainly want to utilize that resource as they begin to research what study abroad program they want to go through or which schools we're partnered with in terms of direct exchanges. So also let students know of our website as a very important resource. So how do we deliver our information in a way that's dynamic, engaging, and fun for our audience? It's key to remember that setting the tone from the start of our presentation can make all the difference. And one way to do that is simply by paying attention to your body language. Be sure that you're making appropriate eye contact as well as keeping good posture throughout your presentation, and it can make a real difference in the way that the audience engages with you. Another key thing to keep in mind is utilizing and using inclusive language. Making sure that you're avoiding phrases such as you guys, and using terms such as you all or everyone, because it creates a more inclusive and comfortable and welcoming environment for everybody. So the next thing I'd like to talk about is breaking the ice. One of the most important parts of any kind of information session is breaking the ice with your students so that you create a comfortable and safe learning environment. Because these information sessions are not supposed to be a lecture. They're supposed to be interactive. You're supposed to engage in a dialogue, a discussion with your students. So breaking the ice creates a more comfortable environment for students and for you. Take some time to get to know your students. Now, breaking the ice will vary depending on whether you have a large group of students or a small group of students. With a small group of students, you can take a little more time and get to know some more personal, where the student is from, maybe what they're majoring in, if they did anything exciting over the weekend. You can take a little bit more time to get to know them on a personal level. Now, in a big group setting, you'll want to utilize some of the icebreakers that we have on the sheet that's provided to you. Asking a fun question, letting the whole group answer it, and then moving on as appropriate. Another key benefit of icebreakers is that it energizes your group and grabs their attention. It also allows you as a presenter to gain a better understanding of your audience so that as you move forward through your presentation, you can refer back to certain students' needs or certain students' questions. All right, so I'd like to take just a few minutes and talk a little bit about small group icebreakers. And by small group, I mean a group that maybe ranges from 1 to 6 or 7 people. Once you get above 6 or 7, it may be a little bit better to switch to some of the more large group icebreakers, the funny questions, some of those ones that are provided on your script. But regardless of size, it is important to try and make an effort to get to know your students' names. Not only does this allow you to call students by name or to answer their questions using their name, but it also gives students a chance to interact with each other. So make an effort to learn your students' names. It is impactful and it can contribute to an environment that is conducive to an engaging information session. Another quick thing that you can do, especially with a small group, is do a 5-minute get-to-know-you session. So ask some questions such as, where are you from? Where is home for you? Ask them, why are you here? What has brought you to Western? What has brought you to the study abroad? What has brought you to this session? And what are you most excited about in terms of going abroad? This provides you with a way to get to know your audience, as well as allow students to make connections with each other. So after you finish your icebreakers, you'll start the main part of your presentation. You'll probably hand out any pamphlets or information sheets that you're planning on giving your students. At this point, you want to be sure that you clarify with students that you'll be answering questions at the end of the session so that they won't be distracted by the handouts while you continue to present the basic information about the direct exchange and study abroad programs offered here at Western. So as you go through the main part of your presentation, be sure that you stop and pause and clarify that students are understanding what you're presenting. Make sure that you offer opportunities for students to ask questions, as well as let them know that you'll be available after the fact to answer any questions more personally. Another key goal that we want to achieve in these information sessions is helping students develop a plan or an idea of what the next step in the process is. Now, depending on the student, that's going to be different. For some students, it's going to be narrowing down which programs they want to apply for or which options best suit them. But for others, it may be setting up an appointment with an IEP advisor to further discuss the timeline and application process for their program. Or it may be talking with a departmental advisor to double check with credit transfers. Or it may be something financially related in terms of getting applications for scholarships together or talking to financial aid to find out whether their scholarships will apply for their direct exchange or study abroad program. And so once we've done that, if our students have left with an idea of what is next in the process, they have a clear understanding of the differences between a study abroad program and a direct exchange. They've been informed about the website they know how to utilize the website, and we've answered any questions they have. And that will be the wrap-up of your information session. And so as it comes to an end, of course it's important to thank the students for coming in, but it's also important to provide some time to meet one-on-one with a student if maybe they have a question that they didn't want to present in front of the group. So certainly mentioning to students that you'll stick around for a little bit after the session if there's any other questions that have come up. That really does provide a great space for students to come address questions that they may have come up with right at the end of your presentation, or that they may have had and just not wanted to ask in front of the group. So be sure that you do provide a little bit of time at the end of your presentations in order to allow for those kind of questions and those kind of one-on-one interactions with your students. So that's the end of my presentation. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it's useful to you. There is one thing I would like to mention before we wrap up for today, and that's simply that going abroad or participating in a direct exchange, a study abroad program, traveling, whatever method you choose, to go abroad can really have a lasting impact on someone. It can become a life-changing experience. So the fact that you get to have the opportunity to speak with students and to help assist and support students in starting the process of participating in a study abroad program or a direct exchange program is really a special thing, because that student, once they're overseas, is going to have a blast. And you get to be the person that helps kind of push them in the right direction. So I hope you go forward and enjoy your information sessions, because it can really become a special experience, not only for your students, but also for you. So thank you for your attention today. If you have any other questions, please be sure that you ask your instructors for the class. I'm sure they have answers, and have a good day. Thank you.